Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join us today for our live webinar where we will talk about automate ServiceNow testing with AI, and we provide insight about leveraging pre-built test cases of Gotestpro to perform ServiceNow automation testing. Let me introduce myself. This is Rajiv Goyal, ServiceNow practice head at Royal Cyber. Along with me, we have Harish Kanta, who is our Gotestpro product specialist at Royal Cyber. I will act as a facilitator and Harish will be presenting today's webinar. Before we move ahead, I would say feel free to drop questions on the topic or share your struggles and experiences. We will answer your questions. By the end of the session, the moderator will collect the most upvoted questions so we can answer them for you at the end of the presentation. Let's touch upon the agenda of today's webinar, Royal Cyber Introduction and Overview. Here we provide insights of Royal Cyber as a company. Then we provide you an insight of Gotestpro product, which is used for ServiceNow automation testing. After that, we will discuss about out-of-the-box test cases offered in Gotestpro, which is a new feature introduced in this product. Then we have a demo, followed by quiz and question and answers. Also, we have an exclusive event offer at the end of the session for all the attendees. Let's start off with a brief introduction about who we are. Royal Cyber is an IT consulting and digital transformation company specialized in services, solution, and software. We have been innovating since 2002 and have over 1,000 employees with 600 plus happy customers worldwide. Headquartered in Naperville, Illinois, we have offices located in different parts of the world, namely Canada, Mexico, Australia, UK, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, with delivery centers located in India and Pakistan. Across the globe, Royal Cyber provide reliable and high-performing solutions and services in below practices like cloud, middleware, enterprise modernization, DevOps automation, and data analytics. We have clients across the globe in various industries like banking and finance, healthcare, retail, manufacturing, and so on. As a ServiceNow Premier Partner, we can transform key area of enterprise service, providing your team the capacity and insight they need to achieve improvements. Our ServiceNow practice help our client transform their enterprise management capability to improve value, increase agility, and create viable business performances. You will discover how Royal Cyber delivers the ServiceNow better, faster, and cheaper services and help your enterprise function at its best. We also recognized by Gartner as a ServiceNow consulting, implementation, and managed service provider. Royal Cyber provides value adds to their customers by providing solution and accelerators. Integration Wizard, AI Assist, AI Knowledge Gen, Knowledge Bridge, Gotestpro are few of the solutions which accelerate the functionality of ServiceNow platform. Now let me give control to my colleague who will give you insights about ServiceNow automation testing with Gotestpro and pre-built use cases offered in that product.
Hello everyone, I'm thrilled to be here today as a key speaker representing Gotestpro. Let's embark on a journey through the Gotespro's application where we will uncover its innovative features and functionalities. So Gotestpro is a next generation automation testing platform which is designed to empower users with zero coding knowledge to conduct continuous testing across various applications and technologies effortlessly. It's a user-friendly, robust tool that streamlines test case creation, configuration, execution, and ultimately reducing testing time and accelerating automation test process. Let's explore a few of the powerful features and functionalities of Gotestpro together, starting with the web platform testing. Web platform testing with Gotestpro ensures comprehensive evaluation of web applications, which covers functionality, performance, and compatibility of the application across browsers, enabling robust and reliable testing outcomes. Multi-browser support. At Gotestpro, we are committed to providing seamless accessibility across all platforms and browsers, whether you are conducting tests on mobile devices or desktops, from Chrome and Firefox to Safari and Edge browsers. Gotestpro enables you to conduct thorough testing without any constraints, empowering you to execute tests with precision and certainty across all these browsers. DevOps compatibility. Gotestpro seamlessly integrates with the DevOps pipelines, enhancing collaboration and efficiency in continuous testing process. AI-generated reports. Gotestpro utilizes AI to generate insightful reports, providing actionable insights for informed decision making in software testing. When it comes to the auto healing, with the auto healing feature, we can eliminate delays in the test execution by instantly recognizing elements even when the traditional locators fail or when there are any changes in element locator values. This ensures seamless script execution and uninterrupted testing workflows. Dashboard and reporting. With GoTestPro's dashboard and reporting feature, one gets a bird's eye view of a project statistics such as script execution, failures, available scenarios, scheduled jobs, etc. With screenshots, videos, and automated emails post-test execution, you can ensure effective reporting and management of test process. Yeah, going ahead, we have web test recorder. So GoTestPro's recorder extension allows testers to interact with the application under test. This empowers testers to seamlessly interact with the application which is under test while recording every navigation and interaction for the thorough test case creation. Visual validation. So harnessing the GoTestPro's visual validation feature, you can pinpoint visual disparities across the test environments and designs. This will enable precise comparison and selection of the most suitable user interface, whether for mobile or web applications. Coming to the out-of-the-box test cases, with GoTestPro's out-of-the-box test cases, you can jumpstart your testing process with pre-configured scenarios for rapid testing and deployment. Codeless testing. So with GoTestPro, you can do the codeless testing as user can automate tests without writing a single line of code. So a person even with the zero knowledge of coding can kickstart his automation journey with GoTestPro. This empowers users of all skill levels to contribute to comprehensive test coverage effortlessly. Schedule test. With schedule test in GoTestPro, you can automate test execution at any specified intervals, whether it's hourly, daily, weekly, or even monthly basis. This ensures consistent and timely evaluation of software functionality without any kind of manual intervention. Lastly, we have API testing. With GoTestPro's API testing, you can validate API requests to guarantee seamless communication between endpoints and servers, ensuring reliability and accuracy in your software interactions. Let us talk about few of the benefits of GoTestPro. So reduced cost and team size. With GoTestPro's efficient testing solution, we can efficiently cut down on costs and streamline team. Improved testing turnaround time. With GoTestPro easy to use tool, we can speed up the testing process, thus efficiently managing time for development process. Improved bugs reporting. GTP simplifies bug reporting for business users with user-friendly interface, ensuring clear and efficient communication throughout the testing process. Finally, one gets the access to the Royal Cyber's digital transformation practices. In the following slide, we can see a comparison is made between the test case recording when it comes to the manual recording and leveraging GoTestPro's out-of-the-box test cases. This slide talks about the comparison between manual recording of a test case and leveraging GoTestPro's out-of-the-box test cases. When we look at the statistics displayed here, we can clearly see the significant difference in the test case development time between manual methods and utilizing GTP's out-of-the-box test cases. With manual testing, it typically takes around 40 minutes to develop around 10 test cases. However, with GoTestPro's out-of-the-box test cases, this time is drastically reduced to just 5 minutes. We can observe that leveraging GoTestPro's out-of-the-box test cases, this brings about significant cost savings with approximately 88% annual saving attributed to the automation. It's clear that adopting GoTestPro as test automation tool not only boosts efficiency, but also delivers substantial financial benefits. Modular, reliable, and repeatable. Yeah, these characteristics are the integral to the GoTestPro's approach to automation testing, ensuring scalability, consistency, and dependability in every testing scenarios. So we have listed out comparison between ATF and GTP's feature. Allow me to walk you through comparison between GoTestPro and automation testing frameworks. So you can see both ATF and GoTestPro do ServiceNow platform testing. The ATF, that is automation testing framework, has out-of-the-box test cases Same does the Gotestpro. Both provide ATF and Gotestpro both provide out-of-the-box test cases. So ATF is hosted on ServiceNow platform, whereas Gotestpro is hosted on the cloud platform. The learning curve with ATF is really high, whereas with Gotestpro it is really low. Why? Because the test format in ATF is of coding, whereas with Gotestpro you do not have any coding knowledge. So the test format is codeless. This is the reason I say that the learning curve with ATF is really high when compared to the Gotestpro. Test case creation, execution, and maintenance effort is high with ATF, whereas with Gotestpro it is low. Because again, you need not have any technical knowledge or any prior coding knowledge in order to create, execute, and maintain your test cases. Ease of use, yes, from my previous uh, discussion, it is clear that why ATF ease of use is low when compared to the Gotestpro, because again, you need not have any prior experience of automation testing when it comes to the Gotestpro. Multi-platform application testing. ATF does not allow you to test your platform on multiple, it does not allow you multi-platform web application testing, whereas with Gotestpro, you can do that. Visual validation. ATF does not provide you visual validation, but with Gotestpro, yes, you can do the visual validation. Asynchronous testing, AI-based test creation, and yes, business user friendly. All of these, when it comes to the Gotestpro, are better when it comes to the ATF. I will tell you why. Because when it comes to the Gotestpro, a person with any zero knowledge of coding or without any prior experience in automation can easily automate his entire test cycle. Whereas with ATF, a person needs to have prior experience, a hands-on skill with ATF in order to do these actions. Auto healing, yeah, scheduled test runs and auto healing. Scheduled test runs, as I already mentioned in our features, so Gotestpro, you can schedule the test on a monthly, weekly, or on a daily basis, but whereas with ATF, you cannot do that. Auto healing is a other feature of Gotestpro that I have already spoken about. With auto healing, you can directly the Gotestpro application recognizes if there is a change in locator value or locator type, whereas ATF does not provide you auto healing feature. So you can see here we have currently developed out of the box test cases for ITSM and CSM modules, while the testing framework for the remaining modules, that is GRC, ITOM, HRSD, SecOps, SAM, HAM, and PPM, are actively in progress and slated for completion in the near future releases. Going to the next slide, here you are viewing the recorded test cases specifically tailored for ITSM module, covering key areas such as incident management, problem management, and change management. These test cases are instrumental in verifying the functionality and performance of our ITSM module. On this page, you can see that there are the test cases, again, out of the box test cases that are pre-recorded in Gotestpro listed for the CSM module. So these are the test cases that are pre-recorded in Gotestpro for the CSM module. So this slide provides an overview of Gotespro's projects page. Take note that during project creation, users are afforded the flexibility to select the platforms. So you can see when a user clicks on the platform button, he gets to select between the various platforms that you can see listed on here. That is ServiceNow, Salesforce, SAP, Guidewire, Workday. So today we'll be just focusing on ServiceNow. So when a user clicks on the ServiceNow platform and clicks on next, so this is the pop-up that will appear on the page, wherein he can again going ahead select between the various modules of ServiceNow. So today, as I already mentioned, we are going to focus on ITSM and CSM modules. So we'll be selecting ITSM and CSM module and we'll be clicking on proceeding to test. Once we do that, we land on out of the box tests page where you can see the test cases listed for the ITSM and the CSM modules. These are out of the box test cases. Going to the next slide. So this is the test management page. So when I click on any one of the test from the out of the box test case, so you can and import it to my tests. So you can see this is how the test will look like. The test is clearly defined with each test step. You can going ahead, you can also edit, delete, and make any test changes with the specific test. You can also execute this test on the local or cloud. We'll be going into the more depth of this page in our coming demo. On this page, you can see that our application is hosted on the web browser. Likewise, you can also see Gotestpro's recorder extension. So the execution is in progress. Even this slide speaks about the same. The execution status being displayed on the Gotestpro's web recorder extension, and the web application is hosted on the web app side. So we'll do a local, we will execute a test, and we'll be seeing this in our demo. So this is the Gotestpro's result detail page. On the result detail page, you can see there are the test status for the respective steps. You can also see we have the play video button, download PDF, and you can see the test status for this specific test case. We also have the screenshot recorded for each specific test. So this is the dashboard page of Gotestpro, where you can see the total tests that are recorded for the browser test, API test, and total test plans. So we have the execution status based on weekly, monthly, and quarterly. The stats are mentioned below, or you can see the stats which are displayed below. So total server side execution. So you can see the total executions that have been made on the server. You can see the pass percentage, and also you can see the fail percentage. So this is the stats of your overall project of ServiceNow automation. So I have selected the ServiceNow automation project. So these are the stats for the ServiceNow automation project. Yes, now let's start with the demo. Yes, I hope my screen is visible. So this is how Gotestpro login page looks like. So I have entered the username, I have entered the password. So I'm clicking on sign in button. So you might notice here that I'm logging in as test manager. In Gotestpro, we have two sorts of login. One is login as test manager, and the second one is login as test engineer. So I'll tell you what is the difference between a test manager and a test engineer. When it comes to the test manager, a test manager has got the privilege to create a project and assign it to his engineer. Whereas an engineer can just create the test cases, test scenarios, and he can further make any changes to that particular test. Let us go ahead and try to create a project. I'm clicking on create project. From the projects page, I'm clicking on the create project button, and I'll add a title to my project. For now, I'll be naming it as ServiceNow demo. Let me select the project type. We have got two kinds of project type. One is browser test, other is API test. So today we will be focusing on browser test. So let me select browser test. And after I do that, I'll be clicking on add environment. Once I click on add environment, you can see a pop-up from where I can select the environment. We have three sorts of environment, that is dev, UAT, and production. So I'll be selecting dev environment for today. And here is where you provide your base URL. I have my base URL copied in my notepad. So let me click copy my base URL and paste it in my feed. Once I do that and click on save button, you can see that the environment name is saved along with the base URL. Further, what I need to do is I need to select the platform. That is, I need to turn on this toggle. Once I do that, you can see that I get a field from where I get to select the platform. From this drop down, I can see there are various platforms. So today we'll be focusing on ServiceNow platform. I'm clicking on ServiceNow application platform now. Once I do that, I come across a pop-up. So this pop-up speaks about the different modules of the ServiceNow, and from these modules we can select any particular module and go ahead. So today I'll be selecting ITSM and CSM module and click on proceed to testing. Once we do that, we land on out of the box test page. So on the out of the box test page, what you can see is you can see test cases listed for different modules. So you can see the different tests are listed for ITSM module and for CSM module. So today, what I'll be trying to do here is I will pick one of the tests from this out of the box test cases and we'll try to run that particular test. So let me select one of the tests. I'll be selecting, okay, let me go ahead with manage incident. Once I click on manage incident test case, So on this manage incident test case, so I'm on this manage incident test case page now. What I'll do now is I'll click on create a copy. We get a pop-up wherein it asks, do you want to navigate to copy test? Let me click on yes. So once I do that, you can see that now I'm on manage incident copy test page. So on this test, you can see that now I have the privilege in order to, wherein I can edit, delete any particular step. I can make a duplicate of this particular scenario, or I can also run this particular test in debug mode or delete this particular test. We also can run this particular test. We can make the local execution and cloud execution. I'll provide you a little detail on these both of these executions going ahead. For now, let me explain what I'm going to do now. So what we'll do now is we'll run this particular test on a local machine. Once all the steps get executed, all these 30 steps, what I will try to do is I will add few more steps, record few more steps and save the test, and we will rerun the test. In order to do that, I need to open this particular test in GTP extension. Opening in GTP extension is nothing but we are trying to open this test in debug mode, where we'll try to run all the steps. If all the steps run as expected, then we can add few more steps, or we can even save the test as it is. So you can see that on clicking on open in GTP extension, my ServiceNow application is launched on web browser, and all my test steps have been listed down on my Gotestpro recorder extension. You can see this is the cursor. I can place my cursor anywhere and play my test right from my cursor. So as of now, what I will do is I'll place my cursor just above username, and I'll run my test from the cursor. So I'm clicking on play from cursor, and my test execution starts. You can see with the live execution going on. Yeah, once I log into the ServiceNow application, click on all button, and from the all button, what I do is I'm trying to click on the incident button. You can also note that I have added a deliberate wait time in my steps, which means that I'll be waiting until this particular field, that is the number field, this field appears on the screen. Once that particular field is completely loaded and we are good to go, then the execution will proceed further. Now you can see that this field is completely loaded and we are proceeding further. What I'm trying to do is I will search one particular incident ID, that is INC 00100181, and I'll open that particular incident. On this incident, what I'll try to do is, on this step, you can see I'm trying to create a copy of this incident. So the incident has been copied now, and now I'll be assigning a caller, and I will also add a short description, that is copy incident. So you can see that the caller is assigned, and you can also see that the short description will be added. And the short description that we are going to add is copy incident. Yeah, the short description is added. Yes. So all my 30 steps have been successfully executed. Now what I intend to do is I will record few more steps from here. In order to do that, I need to click on record button. Yeah, my cursor is placed here, so the test steps will keep recording from this particular step. I click on this back button, and I'll click on this all button. So what I will try to do now is, so you might recall what we have done in our copy incident page is we have added the short description as copy incident, right? You can see it from here. So I will try to search my incident with that particular description. Yeah. So I entered copy incident and I hit enter key from my keyboard. So you can see that after I do that, that particular incident appears on the screen. What I'll do now is I will try to assert few of the fields from this particular page. In order to do the assertion, what you need to do is you need to come and click on this plus icon that is on your recorder extension and insert the assertion. So there are different kinds of assertion that you can do in Gotestpro. For now, what I'll do is, so you can see that there is assert element, enabled, disabled, text assertion, and partial text assertion. So for now, I'll be asserting a particular element. Once I do the assertion, I mean, select the action for assert element, you can see there is a pop-up that comes on the screen that in order to select the element. It asks me to select the element. So I will select the element, that is, I will assert this particular caller, that is Walton. Once I do that, once I click that particular element on the screen, what it will do is it will capture that element. Then once I click on add, that particular element gets added. The assertion to that particular elements get added. Likewise, I will also make one more assertion. I will do a text assertion to the copy incident field, to the short description copy incident. So what it means is my short description needs to be copy incident. So I added a text assertion for this particular field and I click on add button. Once I do that, the assertion gets added. Now I think that I'm good to save this particular test. So what I'll do is I'll come and click on username and finally log out. I think my test is good to save now. I'll remove one of the unwanted step that got recorded and finally click on save button. So on clicking on save and close, you can see previously we had 30 steps. Now 10 more steps have got added. So what we'll try to do now is we'll try to run this particular test on our local machine. So I need to make one change here. I know that our last step in our previous recording was submit. I think that there would be a wait time that I need to add here. So I can do it from here. I'll add a wait time and the wait time would be about something around 5 seconds. So that easy it is to add any particular step at any particular point of time. So I think now, okay, let me also add a wait time here, because I feel that once my application is hosted, it will take around 20 seconds for all the elements on the login page to get completely loaded. So we are good to go. Let me click on run. And as I mentioned, we have two sorts of execution. So for now, I'll be running this particular test on local machine, that is local execution. Once I click on local execution, again, the application is hosted on my web browser with the test steps getting listed on recorder extension of Gotestpro. I'm adding the username and I'm adding the password, and I'm clicking on login button now and adding a wait time till the particular element edit is visible. Yes. Now we are searching for the incident. Once we land on the incident page, it will wait until that particular field, that is number field, gets completely loaded on the page. And I'm going to search for the particular incident ID, that is INC 0010181. and click on that particular incident ID. Now I'm on that particular incident page wherein I'm copying the incident, and after that I assign a caller. You can see, yeah, I'm assigning the caller as Walton now. So it has got switched to the new window. It has selected the Walton field, and again it is going to switch back to the default window. Now we are on default window. Going ahead, I'm going to add a short description, that is copy incident, and click on submit button finally. Clicking on back button and again clicking on all button. Coming here and searching for that particular short description, that is copy incident, hitting on enter key and making two assertions, that is Walton for caller and the text assertion. Finally, logging out of the ServiceNow application. Yes, we have successfully made our local execution. Now I think that this test is good to save. The execution is good to save. So I click on save run. So GTP is going to save the test results, the execution of the test that you have just made. Yes. Once you have done your, once you're done with your execution, if you want to see the results of your test execution, all you need to do is come on, click on results page. You can see the manage incident underscore copies the test that we have just executed. You can see the status of this test as passed. Once I click on that particular test, I land on the result detail page for this particular test. Yes. So from this result detail page, we can also get the results, and we can also download the results in the form of PDF. You can see the test status of this particular test has passed and the duration of time that this particular test has taken, that is 166 seconds. Once I click on download PDF, so this PDF will get downloaded to my local machine, and I can also verify all the test results from this PDF. Once I click on this expand icon, I can see the different test steps and the status of this particular test step, and what is the duration of time that this particular test step has taken to get executed successfully. We also have the screenshots captured for this particular step. So let me say for this particular step, that is incident, if I click here, you can see that the incident is being added. So we can also have the screenshots for the respective steps. Yeah, that is all. So we have other pages also. So when it comes to the dashboard page, or before I go to the dashboard page, let me show you the execution, that is cloud execution. Let me give a little brief about how cloud execution looks like. So once I click on cloud execution, so a pop-up comes from wherein I can, add environment in the sense I can configure my test on what kind of machine it wants to run, like Windows 8, 10. I can select the OS, I can select the resolution, and I can also select the browser on which I want to run this particular test, and save environment and hit on submit. Once we do that, the test execution will be triggered on cloud on a virtual machine. Yeah, that's all for the demo. Thank you for your patience. Yes, over to you, Rajiv.
Thank you, Harish, for your
I hope,
providing an insightful session. And
thank you.
definitely, I hope all the attendees found this information valuable and actionable. So if you can jump to the slide, please.
Yes, Rajiv.
The slide number 30, yes. So we have an exclusive event offer for all the participants who have joined this webinar. We offer complimentary Gotestpro trial package where we set up GTP tool for the customers, perform test automation on one more module, and we provide training and enable customers on GTP product for ServiceNow automation testing. Also, we have complimentary ServiceNow consulting package for our customers, where we provide 40 hours of consulting services for any ServiceNow related implementations, configurations, customizations, and so on. So for any queries, feel free to reach out us at info@royalcyber.com. Can you move to the next slide?
Sure, Rajiv.
Now we are near to end of our session, so let me open this forum for Q&A. So the first question that which we have received so far, let me just quickly go through it. Yeah, I think this is the first question. So what is the annual or monthly license cost for GTP, Harish? If you can give that input to our audience.
Yes, Rajiv. So Rajiv, GDP has no license cost. It is included as a value add as part of our support or managed services engagements. So there is no
Great, great,
license cost for Rajiv. Yeah.
great to hear that. And do
Thank
we
you.
have any timelines for when that additional out of the box test cases will be available? Because we see it just offer a couple of them at this moment. It doesn't offer the entire suite of ServiceNow products.
Mhm.
So any timelines around it?
Yes, Rajiv. So Rajiv, the team is working on adding more test cases for ServiceNow and for other platforms. We expect to add at least 2 to 4 more modules in the next 3 months.
Great to hear that. And is it possible to add any custom test cases like we have seen the demonstration that you have given so far? But is it possible to add a
Mhm.
new or the custom test cases as well?
Yes, Rajiv, we can do that. Besides out-of-the-box test, custom tests can be created and used in GTP. Existing out-of-the-box test cases can also be modified as per your requirement. We can do that.
Okay.
Yes, Rajiv.
One another
Yeah.
question which I seen right now that people have asked, because I think it does a comparison from this ATF standpoint that you just mentioned. In ATF, there was testing which includes that to make the form visible, mandatory, and read only. Does this
Mhm.
system also has a similar sort of feature to validate and to make this form valid, mandatory, visibility, and read only? Does it also has a similar, functionality?
Yes, Rajiv. So Rajiv, with Gotestpro, if there is any particular field that needs to be mandatory, and if you want to validate that particular field, yes, we can do that with our assertions. And even if you say that this particular field is not mandatory, and even if this particular field does not exist on my screen, on my web page, that is good. Please go ahead with the further execution. We can do that. We can turn on soft fail, or we can also assert that this particular element, if it's not on the screen, please go ahead with the further execution. We can do that. We can assure the mandatory fields and also non-mandatory fields are present on the web page. Yes, Rajiv.
Okay. Great. So thank you, attendees, for your questions and engagement. If we weren't able to address your questions during this session, please don't hesitate to reach out us via email. As we wrap up, I want to extend my sincere gratitude to each of you for taking the time to be here today. Your participation and engagement have made this webinar definitely a success. Remember, learning is a journey, and today was just one step. Keep exploring, keep growing, and keep striving for excellence in whatever you do. Once again, thank you for joining us. We look forward to connecting with you again soon. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.